Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to talk about something that has the power to transform our lives, the habits we choose to develop. We are, each of us, the product of our daily actions, the sum total of the habits we have cultivated over time. And when we begin to understand this simple, profound truth, we can unlock the door to unlimited potential and personal growth. At the heart of personal growth lies one fundamental concept: purposeful action. Purposeful action is the cornerstone of any successful journey. It is the spark that ignites the flame of personal growth and the driving force that pushes individuals to not only envision their future, but to actively create it. Without purposeful action, dreams remain mere fantasies, fleeting ideas that never come to fruition. To achieve anything meaningful in life, one must first commit to intentional movement toward a specific goal, guided by clarity of purpose. At its core, purposeful action is the act of aligning your daily behaviors, decisions, and efforts with your deepest values and aspirations. It is not random or aimless. It is deliberate and focused, taking into account the bigger picture of where you want to go and what you want to become. The difference between successful people and those who never seem to get ahead often lies in this very concept. While others are passive or reactive, successful individuals take proactive, mindful steps toward their goals. A key element of purposeful action is clarity of purpose. To take meaningful action, you must first understand where you are going. Many people set out to accomplish things in life without fully understanding why they want to achieve them, or how those goals align with their true desires. When you are clear about your purpose, every decision becomes easier. You don't waste energy on things that don't matter, and you don't get sidetracked by distractions. The clarity of your purpose acts as a compass, guiding your decisions and actions, helping you stay on track even when challenges arise. For example, consider the idea of pursuing a career in a field you are passionate about. If you have a deep, unwavering sense of why that field calls to you, whether it's to make a difference, to express your creativity, or to challenge yourself, then each step you take along that path will feel purposeful. You will be willing to put in the work, even when it's tough, because your purpose provides the drive to keep going. Without that purpose, you might easily be swayed by doubts or give up when obstacles appear. Purposeful action fuels resilience. Additionally, purposeful action requires discipline. It's not enough to simply know where you want to go. You must also be willing to take the steps necessary to get there. This requires an unwavering commitment to the process. Purpose without action is like a car without fuel. It may have the potential to go places, but without movement, it remains stationary. Successful individuals understand that nothing worthwhile comes without effort, and they are willing to make the sacrifices necessary to see their vision through. Purposeful action also means being intentional in how you spend your time and energy. In our busy, distraction-filled world, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. However, when your actions are aligned with your goals, you become highly selective about where you direct your resources. You learn to say no to things that don't contribute to your growth or success. Your daily actions then become a series of small, intentional steps that steadily move you closer to your goals, rather than wasting time and energy on tasks that are inconsequential. One of the most important aspects of purposeful action is the ability to stay focused and avoid being overwhelmed by the enormity of the task at hand. Often, when we set ambitious goals, the sheer scale of what we want to achieve can seem daunting. However, by breaking down that larger goal into manageable, actionable steps, you can maintain momentum. Purposeful action requires a commitment to small, consistent efforts that build over time. It's about making the right moves, no matter how small, because each action contributes to the ultimate outcome. Consistency is one of the most powerful and often underestimated drivers of personal progress. It is not the occasional bursts of effort or the flashes of brilliance that create lasting success, but the ability to maintain steady, focused action over time. Success, in its truest form, is the result of small, consistent actions that build up day after day. Whether it's in your career, relationships, health, or personal development, consistency is the silent force that propels you toward achieving your goals. The first principle of consistency is showing up, day in and day out. Regardless of how you feel or the circumstances surrounding you, the most important factor in achieving progress is the act of continuing to show up. It is easy to become motivated when the conditions are perfect, when you feel inspired or energized, but true progress comes when you push through the days when motivation wanes, when things are not going your way, and when you would rather give up. It's in these moments that consistency shines its brightest. By committing to the process, even when the going gets tough, you are building resilience and determination. The more you make the habit of showing up, the more ingrained the process becomes in your daily life, leading to results that compound over time. Consistency is also about developing routines that support your goals. The key to progress lies in creating a structure that guides your efforts. Routines, whether personal or professional, establish a rhythm that makes it easier to move forward each day. When you cultivate a habit of working toward your goals at a set time each day, you make the task seem less overwhelming. For instance, instead of setting aside 1 or 2 intense sessions in a week, commit to smaller, manageable actions each day. Over time, these daily actions accumulate and create momentum. Think of consistency like adding 1 brick to a wall every single day. At first, it may feel like little progress is being made, but before long, those bricks stack up into something much larger and more substantial. Another vital aspect of consistency is building discipline. Consistency requires discipline, the ability to stay on track, even when distractions arise or when other priorities demand attention. It's easy to lose sight of your goals in the face of temptation or when other activities seem more urgent. But consistency teaches you to focus on long-term rewards over short-term gratification. The ability to remain committed to your actions, despite these distractions, helps you build the kind of discipline that will serve you in every area of your life. Discipline is not about perfection, it's about making the right choices consistently, even when it is challenging. Consistency is also a self-reinforcing cycle. As you continue to take consistent action, the results begin to speak for themselves. These small victories, whether seen immediately or after some time, begin to build confidence. As your confidence grows, your belief in your ability to achieve your goals strengthens. This, in turn, makes it easier to continue the cycle of consistency. The more progress you see, the more motivated you are to keep going. Eventually, consistency becomes second nature. It no longer feels like a task, but an integral part of your life. Perhaps the most profound aspect of consistency is that it transforms habits. Success is not about dramatic, one-time efforts, but about the daily choices we make and the habits we develop. When consistency becomes a habit, you no longer have to rely on willpower or motivation to take action. Instead, it becomes a part of your identity. You become the person who takes action every day, who stays focused even when it's difficult, and who makes steady progress toward their goals. This transformation is the real secret to progress. When consistency becomes a habit, it becomes effortless, and success follows naturally. Mastering your mindset is arguably the most critical factor in achieving personal growth and success. The way you think, the beliefs you hold, and the way you perceive challenges and opportunities directly influence your ability to overcome obstacles and achieve your desired outcomes. Our mindset shapes how we approach the world, how we handle adversity, and how we engage with our goals. To master your mindset is to consciously choose how you interpret the events and circumstances in your life, turning every experience into an opportunity for growth. At the core of a successful mindset is a belief in possibility. Individuals who master their mindset recognize that almost anything is achievable with the right mindset and dedication. This belief is not based on blind optimism, but on a deep understanding that effort, persistence, and the willingness to adapt will eventually lead to success. A person with a growth mindset sees potential everywhere in every experience, every person they meet, and every challenge they face. They understand that no setback is final and no failure is permanent. Instead of letting challenges discourage them, they view these obstacles as part of the learning process, stepping stones to greater achievements. A powerful mindset is also solution-focused, always seeking opportunities rather than dwelling on problems. When faced with difficulties, individuals with a strong mindset don't waste energy complaining or focusing on what went wrong. Instead, they immediately turn their attention to finding solutions. They ask themselves, what can I do now to move forward? This proactive approach allows them to maintain a sense of control, even in uncertain or difficult situations. Rather than being paralyzed by adversity, they see challenges as opportunities to think creatively, to innovate, and to learn new skills that will serve them in the future. Furthermore, mastering the mindset involves developing resilience and mental toughness. Life will always throw curveballs, and your ability to bounce back after setbacks is a key determinant of success. Mental toughness is not about avoiding failure, it's about how you handle it when it happens. Resilience is built through experience, and it flourishes when you intentionally work on overcoming challenges. When you adopt the mindset that every failure brings you one step closer to success, you begin to treat each misstep as a valuable lesson rather than a reason to quit. This mental fortitude allows you to stay focused on your long-term goals, even when the road becomes tough. Additionally, mastering the mindset requires self-awareness and emotional control. Understanding your thoughts, emotions, and triggers allows you to make more conscious choices in your behavior and reactions. People with a powerful mindset do not let negative emotions like fear, anger, or frustration control their actions. They understand that emotions are temporary and can be managed. By practicing mindfulness and emotional regulation, they can remain calm and composed in stressful situations. This emotional control allows them to think clearly, make sound decisions, and act with purpose rather than being driven by impulses or emotional reactions. Another essential element of mastering your mindset is self-belief and confidence. People who cultivate a powerful mindset trust their abilities and have a deep belief in their capacity to learn, adapt, and achieve. This self-belief is not about arrogance or ignoring weaknesses. It is about recognizing your strengths and acknowledging that you have the potential to develop new skills. When you believe in yourself, you are more likely to take risks, push through difficult situations, and pursue opportunities that others may shy away from. Self-confidence becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. The more you believe in your ability to succeed, the more action you take, and the more results you see, which in turn strengthens your confidence even further. Lastly, a masterful mindset is built on positive thinking and optimism, not to be confused with naive idealism. Optimism in this sense is about maintaining hope and faith in your ability to create change, even in the face of adversity. People who master their mindset choose to focus on the positive aspects of their journey. They look for lessons in failure, growth in hardship, and opportunity in every setback. They believe that their future is shaped by their thoughts and actions, and they take responsibility for their mental state, cultivating a mindset that aligns with their long-term vision. By cultivating these elements, belief in possibility, solution orientation, resilience, emotional control, self-belief, and optimism, you can master your mindset. And when you master your mindset, you take control of your life, your growth, and your future. Discipline is one of the most powerful forces in personal transformation. It is the bridge between goals and achievement, the force that turns desire into action and action into results. Without discipline, even the most talented individuals struggle to reach their potential, while those who cultivate it can overcome obstacles and achieve greatness. Personal transformation is not an overnight event, but rather a series of deliberate, consistent choices that require a steadfast commitment to the process, no matter how difficult or unglamorous it may seem. At its core, discipline is about commitment to doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It is the ability to push through distractions, temptations, and challenges to stay on track with your goals. Unlike motivation, which fluctuates with circumstances and emotions, discipline remains steadfast. It is the habit of taking action when action is required, regardless of your mood or the external conditions. For example, a person committed to improving their physical health through exercise will go to the gym, even on days when they feel tired or busy. They don't rely on motivation alone, they rely on the discipline to act consistently, which over time leads to significant transformation. One of the primary functions of discipline in personal transformation is consistency. It is not enough to make a temporary effort toward change. Transformation requires sustained effort over time, and that's where discipline plays a crucial role. Whether it's learning a new skill, changing old habits, or improving one's mindset, the key to success is repetition and persistence. Small, consistent actions compound over time, leading to breakthroughs. A disciplined person understands that each small step counts, even if it seems insignificant in the moment. For instance, writing for an hour every day might not produce an immediate bestseller, but over weeks, months, and years, this consistent action can lead to mastery in writing, growth in creativity, and ultimately, significant achievements. Discipline also builds resilience. When we face challenges, setbacks, or moments of self-doubt, it is easy to give up or abandon the process. However, discipline forces you to persevere when things don't go as planned. It gives you the strength to keep going when the path gets difficult, and the mental fortitude to continue working on your goals despite failures. True transformation happens not when things are easy, but when you keep moving forward despite adversity. Discipline teaches you how to handle adversity without losing sight of your long-term vision. By making the habit of pushing through tough times, you build a resilient mindset that allows you to navigate life's challenges with confidence. Another crucial aspect of discipline is its role in self-control. In a world filled with distractions and temptations, discipline is the key to maintaining focus. Personal transformation requires making difficult choices, saying no to things that don't align with your goals, resisting instant gratification, and delaying short-term pleasure for long-term fulfillment. A disciplined individual has the ability to control their impulses, whether that means staying focused at work, resisting unhealthy habits, or prioritizing long-term growth over immediate rewards. Self-control, therefore, is an integral part of transformation, enabling you to stay aligned with your true desires, even when the world tries to pull you off course. Moreover, discipline creates a sense of purpose and structure. When you commit to a disciplined routine, you impose a sense of order on your life. This structure helps you organize your time and resources effectively, ensuring that your energy is focused on activities that move you closer to your goals. A structured day one where every action is purposeful and directed toward personal growth reduces the feeling of chaos and uncertainty. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by life's demands, discipline provides clarity and direction, making the journey toward transformation more manageable and achievable. Finally, discipline has the power to transform your identity. As you practice discipline, you begin to identify as someone who takes consistent action and follows through on their commitments. This shift in identity is powerful. It influences how you view yourself and the world around you. When discipline becomes ingrained in your daily life, it stops being a chore and becomes a part of who you are. The disciplined individual is no longer someone who merely wants to change. They become someone who is actively changing, growing, and evolving every day. This identity shift fuels further growth as you continue to build on the momentum created by your disciplined actions. Discipline, then, is not merely a tool for achieving success, it is the foundation of personal transformation. Through discipline, you learn to persevere, maintain focus, resist temptation, and stay committed to your vision. It is the key to unlocking the lasting changes that will lead to a better, more fulfilled life. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life and personal growth. While they are often viewed as failures or obstacles, they hold the potential to be powerful learning experiences that can significantly contribute to our development. The way we respond to setbacks determines whether they define us or propel us forward. Instead of seeing setbacks as insurmountable barriers, we can reframe them as opportunities for growth, learning, and improvement. The ability to learn from setbacks is a critical skill that not only enhances personal growth, but also builds resilience and fortitude. One of the first steps in learning from setbacks is acknowledging and accepting them. It's easy to fall into denial or frustration when things don't go according to plan. However, denial prevents growth, as it keeps us from facing reality and learning from the situation. Acceptance, on the other hand, allows us to acknowledge the setback without judgment. This is not about giving up or resigning ourselves to failure. It's about recognizing that setbacks are part of the journey. Accepting a setback means taking a clear-eyed look at what happened, without letting emotions cloud our judgment. It opens the door to reflection and learning. Once we accept the setback, the next step is reflecting on what went wrong. Understanding the cause of a setback is essential in order to avoid repeating the same mistakes. Instead of blaming others or external circumstances, successful individuals take personal responsibility and examine their actions, decisions, and mindset leading up to the setback. Were there warning signs they ignored? Did they overlook a key detail? Did they misjudge the situation or overestimate their capabilities? Reflecting on these questions allows us to gain valuable insights into what went wrong and how we can adjust our approach in the future. Learning from setbacks also involves shifting our perspective. Many people see setbacks as a personal failure, but those who thrive in the face of adversity learn to view setbacks as temporary and fixable. A setback does not define you as a person, it is simply a moment in time. Adopting a growth mindset allows us to view setbacks not as permanent roadblocks, but as challenges that can be overcome with the right approach. Rather than seeing a setback as a reflection of our inadequacy, we learn to see it as a stepping stone on the path to success. This shift in perspective encourages perseverance and fosters the belief that failure is a necessary part of the learning process. Emotional resilience is another critical aspect of learning from setbacks. Setbacks can bring up feelings of disappointment, frustration, and self-doubt, but it's important not to let these emotions dictate your next steps. Emotional resilience is the ability to process these feelings constructively and keep moving forward. Rather than letting negative emotions take over, resilient individuals acknowledge their feelings, then refocus their energy on taking productive action. By building emotional resilience, you not only recover from setbacks more quickly, but you also become more equipped to handle future challenges with a calm and composed mindset. Seeking feedback is another powerful way to learn from setbacks. Sometimes we are too close to a situation to see it clearly. Seeking constructive feedback from mentors, peers, or others who have faced similar challenges can offer new perspectives and insights. External feedback helps us understand where we went wrong and provides guidance on how to improve. In many cases, the feedback we receive can uncover blind spots we may have missed on our own. By being open to feedback and using it to adjust our approach, we increase our chances of success the next time around. Furthermore, setbacks can be an opportunity to reinforce our commitment and determination. After experiencing a setback, it's easy to feel disheartened and question whether it's worth continuing. However, successful individuals view setbacks as a test of their commitment to their goals. Rather than quitting, they dig deeper, realign their focus, and push forward with renewed determination. Setbacks can fuel a stronger sense of purpose, reminding us why we started in the first place and reinforcing our resolve to achieve our goals. Finally, setbacks help us develop a more adaptive mindset. The more we face and learn from setbacks, the more flexible and adaptable we become in our approach to challenges. We learn to pivot, to adjust our strategies, and to remain open to alternative paths. This adaptability is essential for long-term success as the world is constantly changing, and the ability to adjust our plans as needed is a critical skill. Through setbacks, we develop a deeper understanding of our own capabilities and limits, and we become better equipped to navigate future challenges with confidence and creativity. In essence, setbacks are not the end. They are merely a part of the process of personal growth and achievement. By acknowledging, reflecting, and learning from them, we gain valuable insights that enhance our resilience, decision-making, and overall success. The key is not to avoid setbacks, but to learn how to leverage them for our personal transformation. Habits are the silent architects of our lives. They are the small, seemingly insignificant actions we take every day, but over time, these actions compound to shape the course of our future. Whether we recognize it or not, our habits determine the person we become, the results we achieve, and ultimately, our destiny. The power of habit lies in its ability to guide us toward our goals or lead us astray, depending on how we choose to harness it. At the core of this concept is the idea that habits define our routines and behaviors. The human mind, naturally inclined to seek efficiency, gravitates toward repetitive actions. Once a habit is formed, it requires less conscious effort, freeing up mental energy for other tasks. This efficiency is a double-edged sword, however. Positive habits such as exercising, reading, or practicing mindfulness set the stage for growth and achievement. Conversely, negative habits like procrastination, indulgence in unhealthy behaviors, or succumbing to distractions can derail our potential. The habitual nature of human behavior means that we are often on autopilot, repeating patterns without questioning them. Recognizing this power is the first step toward using it consciously to shape our destiny. Habits, once established, have a powerful influence over time. This influence is amplified by the compound effect. Just as small investments of money grow exponentially over time due to interest, small, consistent actions create results that become more significant the longer they are practiced. A single, small step might seem trivial in isolation, but over months or years, these small steps lead to profound transformations. For example, reading just 10 pages a day may seem insignificant, but over the course of a year, this habit could lead to reading multiple books, broadening your knowledge, and improving your personal and professional life. In this way, positive habits compound, creating an upward spiral of growth and success. The power of habit is also evident in its impact on mindset. Our habits shape how we think, how we see ourselves, and how we approach challenges. For instance, someone who has the habit of exercising daily not only improves their physical health, but also cultivates a mindset of discipline, perseverance, and self-care. Over time, this mindset permeates other areas of their life, influencing their approach to work, relationships, and personal goals. Similarly, a habit of gratitude or positive thinking can reframe your perspective, allowing you to focus on opportunities rather than obstacles. In this way, habits serve as the foundation for a positive, growth-oriented mindset, which is crucial for shaping a successful future. However, developing empowering habits requires deliberate intention. While habits form naturally over time, they don't always form in ways that serve our best interests. For positive habits to take root, we must be intentional about them. This requires planning, commitment, and consistency. A habit doesn't just happen, it needs to be cultivated. Whether it's waking up early, planning the day in advance, or making time for regular exercise, the first step is always conscious action. This commitment to building good habits often begins with discipline, but as the habit takes hold, it becomes ingrained and effortless. Once it becomes part of your daily routine, it no longer requires the same level of effort or thought. Breaking bad habits can be just as powerful in shaping your destiny as developing positive ones. Bad habits, like procrastination or self-doubt, often hold us back from realizing our potential. The process of eliminating these habits is challenging but not impossible. It involves identifying the triggers that reinforce the behavior, replacing the negative habit with a positive one, and being consistent in making the right choices. For example, someone trying to break the habit of procrastination might replace it with a habit of time blocking, setting specific periods during the day to work on tasks without distractions. Over time, as the new habit is reinforced, the old habit weakens, and the individual becomes more productive and focused. At a deeper level, habits are the reflective expression of our values and priorities. What we habitually do reveals what we value most, whether consciously or unconsciously. If personal health is a priority, a person will likely develop habits that align with that value, such as eating nutritious food, exercising, and getting enough sleep. On the other hand, if someone prioritizes short-term pleasure over long-term growth, they may form habits that reflect this, like indulging in unhealthy foods or spending excessive time on distractions. To shape our destiny, we must be clear about our values and ensure that our habits align with the life we want to create. By cultivating habits that reflect our core beliefs, we reinforce the path toward the future we envision. In conclusion, habits are the daily building blocks of our destiny. Every action we take, no matter how small, contributes to the person we become and the life we led. By consciously choosing our habits and aligning them with our goals and values, we can transform our future and achieve the success, happiness, and fulfillment we desire. In conclusion, the power of habits, discipline, and mindset is undeniable in shaping our personal growth and ultimate success. By mastering our habits, focusing on consistency, and learning from setbacks, we lay a solid foundation for transformation. Discipline fuels resilience, while a positive mindset enables us to navigate challenges with clarity and determination. Through deliberate action and intentional habits, we can steer our lives in the direction of our dreams. Ultimately, personal transformation is a continuous process, and by aligning our daily choices with our values and goals, we unlock the potential to shape our destiny.